Oh, absolutely. I mean, everyone that's been here all day have had a brilliant time, but it feels like it's even elevated more that now we're down to the serious business of the tournament as well. But yeah, I mean, what Ultimate Pool are doing for the sport is absolutely amazing, and I think everybody that enjoys this game should, be really happy to see it, and long may it continue. Well, we are underway. 30 minutes, a reset onto that match clock. It's another race to 5, and the safecracker will get the first opportunity in this one. Fair to say both players have had a decent season. First season for Shane where he hasn't won a title, but he has been through to the final of the very last event, lost out to Chris Melling. The form is still there. It's just incredibly difficult to win with Ultimate Pool. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it says a lot for the 3 events he won in that 1 year. That was just incredible. And you know, I mean, the strength and depth of the field is increasing every year. It makes it a lot tougher, and you know, just to make a final is hats off to him. But he's in with a decent chance in this first frame. He's got a bit of a problem with the yellow right at the bottom of the table. There's a ball near it that he can use to develop it, but the problem for him, he may have to leave that until quite late in the break. He's probably going to have to leave it as his kind of his ultimate ball. Yeah, it's not an easy one to deal with unless he's thinking yellow off yellow, but if you have to get the perfect angle to play the cannon, and I mean the margin of error on that is very, very, very small. So the players have all been involved in I mean, it's been great today, just to let the viewers know there's a fan zone one side with 4 or 5 tables where they've literally been in action all afternoon, where the fans have had a chance to play with the top players, and also a VIP area which is quite similar at the other end, and there's been an exhibition as well. So there's been a lot of fun for the players and the fans alike. Well, there's the problem with leaving your problem late for Shane. He executes the shot well, but the chance of being on the ball he was moving is slim, and he's in trouble. Yeah, he's in all sorts of trouble now. He needs to find a way to pot this ball, otherwise this is going to be frame over for certain. Watching it back, he simply just overhit the shot, really, isn't he? It's the yellow could only really go one way. Did he take any lessons from Chris Melling this afternoon? Is the question we have. Absolutely not. Mind you, that was a tough one to find. So his chance goes. It means we get to see Declan Brennan at the table for the first time in the match. And I always think in these tournaments that it's one thing to get off to a really nice start, make a nice break clearance, and we saw both players in our first match do that, but it's nice when your opponent gets to the table and makes a mess of it and leaves you a wide open chance like this, because not only is it much easier for you just to free your cue arm up, but also you know your opponent's made a mistake and you have the next break. Yeah, absolutely. Be interesting to see if players, I mean, there's a few of them that are saying we saw Carl Morris play it behind the back shot earlier. I wonder if there'll be a few trick shots pulled out. I can see it happening when Chris Melling's on later on. I think these lads probably just want to get frames on the board at the moment before they start showing off. I think Carl Morris is unique because he's the entertainer. He's a character. I don't see any other player doing anything like that. Although Chris just does that in natural play, as in the outrageous exhibition shots. Yeah. That's his natural. I think everybody else is going to be grinding for the win, but we'll find out, I guess. Yep. Whatever the emotion of the crowd will take him. It is Declan that gets off to the fastest start. He's going to make a fool of me now, but yeah. He plays the shot so well. Controls the cue ball normally. Yeah, look at the control on that cue ball. Look at the way he just stops it in the middle of the table. What a fantastic break. I mean, it's dry, but so much power through that pack. Got everything moving. Yeah, and you can see Declan normally a very classical technique. Very much a snooker background, but you can see there on the break, stands up on it and comes right across it. And, unfortunately for him, nothing will drop, and it's Shane with another opportunity. It's a little bit tight down the left-hand side because everything's there, but this is a better chance than his one in the first frame. Yeah, taking these two at the top of the table probably and working his way back down. It just, I was going to say it just needs a little bit of care because everything's on top of one another. He was thinking about taking the one to middle now because that is an awkward ball to land. Elects just to run into the red just to promote it a bit more towards the pocket. Yeah, everything's on top of one another
all those balls on the left-hand side, there's so much traffic. Can easily go wrong here. Needs to keep that cue ball on a string. One of the great aspects of his game is his cue ball control.
It's what took him to those titles, isn't it? I mean, it just felt like he had simple finish after simple finish for a full season, but that's not really the case. It's just he's made it look simple.
Yeah, even now he's just got a lovely angle just to drop through onto the red that's above, the yellow that's above the red. Yeah, just a little,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, great little cannon.
And that makes a huge difference because he can just track down the red in that looks most awkward, actually goes bottom right, and he can play for it there now. Maybe he's playing the gap, he's having a look at his options. Oh, I can see why he's got a little bit more angle than I first thought.
Yeah, I saw just a slight grimace on his face. He just wanted to be slightly straighter. He could have run down, taken this red. He's just above now to the right corner. He's had to find the gap and he's found it successfully. Not much of a gap there.
Oh, it's perfect, isn't he? He couldn't have put it with his hand any better than that.
Again, that was another one. It's so easy to quit on. It's so easy to underhit. Really plays it well. He's got such a great classic cue action. It's one we rarely talk about, but I think it really is just something that you want to teach people. He plays with a huge tip as well. His tip's nearly 10 mil, which is on the very big side for English 8-ball. But it works for him because you see the players with a 7 mil tip. They're getting a lot more side, a lot more spin on the ball. Shane doesn't tend to need to do that.
Fascinating replay there. You saw his eyes were just fixed to that cue ball as it was coming up towards the top left-hand corner pocket.
Praying it doesn't get kicked in. He knew he'd already made a ball, so then it's all about the cue ball. And then once he knows the cue ball's safe, he can scan the table to make his decision on which colour set he wants to go for. He's elected to go yellows. You can understand why, but wow, there's some problems here.
Yeah, yellow by the 8-ball being a major issue. And that's not quite far enough.
No, and I wonder if he can just get to the potting. Wow, he's going to take it off the yellow. Well judged. Very well judged. He wanted to leave an angle on the one in the middle of the table, though, to come across for this ball on the bottom left-hand side. He may just be able to stun across to it.
Oh, he can just.
Yep.
Wow, brilliant.
That is fantastic. That's such a well-controlled shot.
He'll actually be annoyed that it's gone a little bit too far down to the bottom cushion, and actually it's now tricky to connect these all together, but brilliant shot to open it up.
Yeah, it's a difficult ball to get on from the one on the left-hand side.
There's just no room. He couldn't check that up and avoid the red. He was just trying to float past it.
Yeah, he's got problems now. He's got some major problems now. I mean, what do you do here? The double's the obvious, but he's going to have to get this cue ball zipping.
Going for the cross treble. Not to be.
Yeah, the treble just gave him that little bit more angle to get down table, but he didn't judge it particularly well. And he's let Declan in again. So Declan, with the one problem ball on the left-hand side, he goes straight after that and knocks it out. And now it should be fairly plain sailing. I say fairly because he's still got that red ball welded to the right-hand side. Well, that's an unusual miss. Definitely wasn't expecting that, and he's left Shane in here.
Well, that was a wide. I mean, that's missed by a way as well.
Yeah. He seemed to play it fairly quickly. Just got straight down on it.
He may have the shot on, but it's not easy. I mean, it's a great pot, but he had to stun it to avoid the left centre pocket. And in doing so, you can't get on the one at the bottom. He was, I guess, just trying to give himself some sort of shot on the yellow, which he's done.
Yeah, he's going to have to come up with some magic here, though. He's going to be tracking that cue ball up and down the table. He's going to have to play it with the tracer side as well. Decent effort.
The red will go past the 8-ball, off the cushion, off the yellow, so that it's actually wide open again for Declan.
Yeah, Dec will be very happy. That's a let-off. Nice control. Should be fairly plain sailing. As you say, the red passes the yellow, so nothing difficult to do here. Just needs to make sure he leaves the right angle on the last red. Just off straight, that's perfect. Can just screw straight back.
Yeah, but if he wants to play it off the cushion, he's going to be screwing it back towards the right-hand side. So it just might leave a slightly trickier.
It'd be a slightly wider angle, but yeah, the yellow's a guide. He doesn't want to touch the yellow here. He wants to, well...
I think he felt he couldn't pot it without touching the yellow, and therefore make sure you use it, widen the angle, come round 3, play to perfection.
It's a very good shot.
Needs another.
Oh, no, he missed one like that earlier. He's missed another. That's a couple of surprising misses.
Yeah, the 2 misses from him have been very surprising. The first one especially, that one obviously 8-ball, and it was slightly awkward, but yeah, I mean, you don't expect that from Declan Brennan at all.
Again, that was another one, he just seemed to snatch it slightly. These pockets, the crowd's, expectant.
Yeah, it makes what we've seen in the previous frame, for me it just makes this frame feel quite a big one really for Declan. He just needs to, something positive to just get back on that front foot, back on level terms, and if he's 2-2, having made 2 big errors, I think he'll be fairly happy. And he's got the chance.
Yeah, if he can find a clearance here, this will settle him. Again, it's just, the balls are just slightly on top of one another.
If he gets the first shot right though, these reds could come out nice, because he can pop the top one of those 2 reds together, and that opens up the other one, and the rest all have nice pockets.
Yeah.
I think even the 8-ball goes top left, and you've got plenty of room. Yeah, looks like it clearly passes the yellow, so he's got options on the 8-ball, right centre, bottom right corner, and top left pockets. Or if he really needs to, he's got a nudge available, so this is all there for him.
Yeah, it's just the pattern here. The obvious, I mean, there's a couple of balls that you can use to get onto the 8. Either one straddling the bulk line you could use. But it just needs to be wary of his position here. Yeah, I think he's fine. He can take the one just to the right of the 8-ball on his next shot, will run through for one at the top, and then the 8-ball's in the middle. So it should be fairly plain sailing here for Dick Brennan to level things up.
This has been a lot more like it from Declan Brennan.
Yeah, he's free flowing now. This is more his pace.
Yeah, that was very, very good. Lovely break clearance to get back on level terms.
I think Deck will be very happy to be 2 each at the moment, especially given the way the first frame went.
Hey, oh, wow, how close is that to a golden break? He has made another ball.
Yeah.
Look at this 8-ball though. Bang.
Gets kicked. Oh, hits both knuckles.
And he knows it as well.
There's a reaction.
Yeah.
You watch this.
Just
red gets kicked.
Yeah, just a little bump on that red, wasn't it? Just kept it out.
But actually, it shouldn't make any difference to the result in this frame. He's elected to go yellows, and everything's there. Again, it's a very makeable clearance. He looks like a predator to me. He's just stalking around the table, hunting down his prey.
Yeah, this one's going to be a quick one as well, flying through it.
I don't think the 8-ball passes the yellow passes the 8-ball to right centre, so it looks like he's going to come back up.
He's going to leave it slightly awkward.
Yeah.
It goes to both top corner pockets, but he's a poor angle on both.
Yep. Top right's his choice. Expect him to get it. He hasn't though. Wow.
First bad miss from Shane Thompson.
And the yellow goes over the pocket, but it's not a friend to him. That can use the red just below it. play it off the cushion and clear that pocket. So this is a great chance. Yeah, I think Shane just underhit that shot. He was looking to, the way he cued, he was looking for the cue ball to come up closer to the 8 ball and play that last yellow in the left centre. Just underhit it by a margin.
Well, it may not have opened up the pocket for this red, in which case he's got to slide to the right-hand side. We'll know after he plays this shot whether it goes or not. And it obviously doesn't,
No.
and that makes the next shot tricky. Pressure on here.
Yeah, doesn't it ever? The great thing is, doesn't have to think too much about the cue ball. You can just track that.
Oh, he's just covered the yellow.
Yeah, he knew he was going to leave the kind of had that as a backup. Can't get through there, so this is very makeable though. The red is probably just slightly in the way of the natural angle, so he's going to have to play this with. You can see him digging down into the left-hand side of the cue ball just to straighten it up.
Straighten it up too much in the end.
Yeah.
Almost wanted to catch the cushion just before the yellow, I think. This feels very much like 2 frames ago when Declan missed a couple of pots. And he was punished, but this time round, highly unlikely.
Yeah, it leaves a very simple clearance.
Tell you what, the table looks absolutely like glass out there.
Yeah, it's pristine. It's a great table to play on. These cloths are so reactive.
And Declan Brennan gets himself in front.
Yeah, it's a brutal format as well. Just a race to 5. Obviously, we saw Jordan Shepherd. I mean, he loves these kind of events. He loves to swag in these environments and these arenas. So he'll be bitterly disappointed to have lost that last match.
Yeah, and he won't have enjoyed losing it to Carl Morris either. No love lost between those two.
If you wanted to see 2 players come out the draw together, it was those 2.
Absolutely, I was praying for it.
There's some proper needle between those. And
chance for Declan here for 4-2.
yeah, how this match has swung.
Yeah.
A couple of frames ago, Shane looked in complete control. So as we say, they're quick races, race to 5. Really is just such a harsh format. One mistake could cost you the match quite easily. You've seen Declan make a couple of mistakes and he's in control now. Shane's let him off. I think you hit the nail on the head a moment ago when you said that, you know, the breaks just come out a little bit tricky for Shane. There's always been a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, it's not just making a ball, is it? You need the chances to be good ones as well. With, you know, a little bit of work, but he's had some tough layouts to go at in the first 2 breaks from himself.
I mean, when you compare it to this,
Yeah.
there's no real work here for Declan to do. Probably the hardest shot is this one. And
He's actually
to get onto the 8.
Yeah, he's
to
actually
get onto
come back a touch too far. He wants to be absolutely plumb straight, so he could just turn it through 2 rolls. But if he turns it through, he'll still be behind the yellow with the angle he's got there. So it means he's moving for the 8 ball here.
This wasn't ideal.
No, he's got to find a line, but he's got a bit of room to play with here.
It's a fairly natural line, side cushion, bottom cushion and out, but there is some traffic there. Judge the pace as well. Very nice.
Yeah, and he is 1 frame away. Great turnaround this from Declan Brennan after missing a poor 8 ball.
That's all he can do at the moment. First part of the job is to make a ball. He's going across for that cut break again. See him playing it into the 2nd ball down.
8 ball.
8 ball was tracking again towards that middle pocket.
A little look at Deck as well. I've no doubt Deck said something there as well.
But again, it shouldn't make any difference to the result of the frame.
I think it's the best layout he's had on his own break, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He's looked good. Just a little unwanted flick. But
Shouldn't hurt him too much. The next shot he still needs to get. Oh, this one goes. He's fine.
Yeah,
absolutely fine.
Passes the red, so keeps things very straightforward.
I mean, this is the strange thing in this game at this level, is that Declan at 4-2 up is probably thinking before a ball's hitting his frame, he's thinking about the fact that he's going to have one break here. He's not thinking, if he gets to this table in this frame, it's an absolute bonus from his perspective.
Yeah, he judged that previous shot well as well. Any bigger angle would have brought those 2 reds on the bottom cushion into play. So again, pinpoint with his cue ball. And this really does put the pressure back onto Declan's break. And this is how fickle this game is, because, you know, Shane now still that 1 frame behind, but if Declan goes dry in this next frame, he won't change a thing. Well, I say he won't change a thing.
I'm really surprised by this.
He's come to the quarter mark.
Yeah, it's going to be the same sort of break, but much narrower.
I wonder why.
Yeah, maybe that's his way of. I mean, it's not worked, is it?
Wow.
I was just wondering if that's how he feels he can get the 8 ball in motion, but yeah.
Maybe he just. I mean, he's been controlling the cue ball pretty well, but in the last break, he did just lose it slightly to the. It went kind of top, came back down. It looked like it might risk going in the middle pocket, so maybe that was just in his mind. Bringing it to the quarter mark does give him more control over the cue ball, so maybe that's the reason. It's the only reason I can think of.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a strange one though, because he's been breaking like that for a long time now. He's worked hard on it back end of last year, and it's been a successful weapon for him this year, but not on this occasion.
And now suddenly, Shane Thompson goes favourite in this match, and he'll feel. You know, I mean, his break in the last is almost a bit of a lifeline. Just come a little bit shorter position on this one though. It's a bigger angle than he wanted. He would have loved to have been straight on this, and it's really straightforward. Now he's going to have to play a shot.
He's going to get away with it. Yeah, holds up his hands. There's Carl Morris, Barbara Taylor enjoying herself out there as well.
Yeah, and there with the gaffer, Mr. Quirk.
Yeah, the man behind it all. Shane taking it off the yellow just to keep the cue ball under more control to play on this one here.
But the traffic across the table, the 8 ball plays big, but Shane just comes inside the yellows and takes all of that out of play. Just leaves himself a bigger angle than ideal, but it was a safer shot. Oh, how well has he judged that? Ooh, wow, what have I just seen there?
That may be the easiest shot I have ever seen Shane Thompson miss. I'm in disbelief. You do not see this from the safe cracker very often. That's absolutely amazing. And, well, Declan Brennan cannot believe himself here. He cannot believe he's got to the table in this frame. He actually has to steady himself here to actually make sure he clears up himself here.
Sorry, I'm so surprised and shocked by that. I was actually looking for a kick.
Yeah,
I thought the cue ball was going to jump in the air or something when he played it.
He's just had one. Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I did that.
No, absolutely not. that's not a shot you associate with Shane Thompson, though. And it is going to cost him this match. I mean, he would have had the break in the decider, but we are not going to get to the decider here. There's no way that Declan Brennan cannot clear up from here.
He spoilt my fun there. I was looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to a decider as well. Oh, amazing stuff. It really is. And this will be, I mean, it's going to be a bitter blow for Shane Thompson to take. It really will. And an absolute bonus for Declan, the Destroyer. He wins the match. That big miss from the safe cracker has cost him, and he is out of Clash of the Titans. Declan Brennan moves on to the semi-finals.
I don't know about you, but I'm still a little bit speechless.
I know one thing, that's definitely not going to be my doubles partner next year.
An extraordinary ending, but how much you enjoyed the experience with the crowd and everything. It felt like both players are really buzzing off it.
Yeah, it's good buzz. Obviously, it was our first game, and the table's so quick now and stuff, and obviously we're new to this here, so I was feeling a wee bit nervous towards the start, but then obviously you just settle into the game. Apart from the black Shane miss, I thought it was a pretty good match considering. But I hope that's going to be on the highlight reel for Ultimate Pool now. After probably in the next 5 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair shout at that, I think. Look, we're going to let you head off because you've now got a semi-final to play for. We look forward to that. And let's hear it, folks. Declan the Destroyer.